Hey guys, Justin Conroy, Financial Dad here, and today I want to show you how no matter how much money you make, you can still be left without disposable cash for fun if you don't manage it properly. In other words, how you can make $200,000 a year and still be broke. If this is your first time here and you want to learn tips, tricks, and hacks related to personal finance, how to build wealth, and how to better manage your money, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. So all this started a few years ago when I was sitting around perusing LinkedIn and I ran across a post and there was nothing more than a picture of a budget. At the top it had a $200,000 income line, and then it began to list out yearly expenses, mortgage, childcare, car payments, etc. Until it got to the end and there were only a few $1,000s left. Now when I saw this, the first thing that came into my mind was, hey, nice. This is showing people that no matter how much money you make, poor money management will still mean that you'll have some bad times. But as I began to look through the comments, I was disappointed. The majority of the comments I saw were things like,
"Must be nice to have vacations. Well, I wish I could afford a big house."
And while yes, of course, it's nice to have these types of luxuries, this wasn't the point of the post. The point of the post was to show you that if you don't tell your money what to do, you'll never feel like you have enough. The point was to show you that if you don't manage your money properly with a written budget every single month, it doesn't matter how much you make or don't make. So how is it possible to make $200,000 per year and still be broke? Let me show you. For this example, let's talk about a fictitious couple, Jesse and Taylor. Jesse is a senior software developer and Taylor is an up-and-coming lawyer, and they have one toddler in daycare. On the left side of my screen over here, I'm going to show you their yearly numbers, and on the right side of the screen, I'm going to show you their monthly numbers. Let's walk through their budget. First things first, Jesse and Taylor both make $100,000 per year at their jobs, so this comes out to $200,000 per year in their household. This is a completely reasonable salary basis with a dual income household of people with good paying jobs like doctors, lawyers, engineers, contractors, plumbers, electricians. You get the idea. So we'll put that at the top of our budget. Next, Jesse pays for the family medical insurance as part of their employee benefits, and they do that pre-tax. But because they have their child to worry about, they've decided to go to the top level gold plan because hey, they've got the money, right? So let's knock $13,000 off the top of that salary and we're left with $187,000, which is our taxable income. Speaking of taxes, let's factor that in. Married filing jointly with a standard deduction, Jesse and Taylor are looking to pay about $25,500 in income taxes based on the 2019 tax brackets. And that just leaves Social Security and Medicare to worry about, and those come out to about $11,600 and $2,700 respectively. Finally, before we get our paychecks deposited in the bank, Jesse and Taylor have opted to have 10% of their salaries put towards a Roth 401k because, you know, they're responsible, wealthy adults, and that's what responsible, wealthy adults do, right? Let's not pay attention to the fact that they pulled that number out of thin air, and they have no idea that it won't actually be enough. But that's another video, which I'll put a link to right up here. Anyway, moving on. This all leaves Jesse and Taylor with about $127,000 per year or $10,600 per month in the bank, and that's their net pay. Nice! That must be pretty sweet, right? Well, let's keep digging. Let's start with all that debt they're carrying. First, they've got the $12,000 credit card bill to pay. They've got that down to about $600 per month minimum these days, so that's not as bad as it used to be. Then they've got to pay their high dollar educations. And that was only $1,000 per month between the two of them. Next, we've got car payments for both of them, and they've both got newer model cars. And that comes to $1,200 per month since they had to buy that SUV for their kid, right? Obviously. Next, we've got the mortgage on their big home in the burbs. I mean, they both make six figures, so they obviously have to have a big house, right? So that's another $2,200 per month. Then they have daycare costs for their kid. That's $1,200 per month. And so far, that leaves us with about $52,000 per year and $4,300 per month. Not too bad. But wait. They have a car, so they have to pay for the car insurance. They'll have maintenance expenses like tires, oil changes, wiper blades. Then they'll have to get their cars inspected and registered every year. And then there's gas to get to and from work every day and take their kid to their daycare and their afternoon activities. So, okay, that's still about $41,000 left at the end of the year. But wait, if they have a mortgage, that means they'll have property taxes, homeowners insurance, homeowners association fees, maintenance issues to pay for. Then, of course, there's electricity, natural gas, water. So we're down to, what, $14,000 now per year? Okay. But then they'll have to buy groceries, diapers, paper towels, toilet papers, and other general home supplies. And then, of course, Jesse and Taylor have to have cell phones, internet for their house, clothes to wear every year. Geez, what are we down to now? About $2,700 per year? That's only $220 per month. Where'd it all go? We haven't even talked about a whole slew of other things. What about swim lessons or activities for the kid, medical expenses, college fund, dates, weekend getaways, vacations, gym memberships? I mean, I thought they were rich. Aren't those all things that rich people do? See, let me be clear. Jesse and Taylor are very, very fortunate to have what they have. We talked about big homes, new cars, good educations, and I don't want to downplay that fact in the slightest. But the real point here is that they have a money problem. They both have six-figure incomes, but they still have money problems. See, the real issue spans all income levels. Yes, of course, it hits some folks harder than others, but the fact of the matter is that most people who are broke are simply just bad decision makers when it comes to money and purchases. Jesse and Taylor would have been just fine if they hadn't racked up a bunch of debt on their wedding when they were younger. They would have been just fine going to cheaper schools and or working while they were in school to pay for their education and graduate debt-free. They would have been just fine in a smaller, less expensive house, driving nice low-mileage used cars, and that's just to name a few ideas. There's tons more that we could pick on in that budget. So regardless of your current income, is this you? Are you broke every single month even though you make a good salary? If this is you, be sure to click and watch the video on the screen right now because it will explain in detail what you need to do to get out of debt, which is the first step on the path of becoming wealthy. Thanks for watching.